You see more of those immobile AD carries that can just be locked down from the Nautilus, but there's so much prio still available here in terms of tier list picks, and they give 2 over to AGA, and Talia and Xinjiao.
Keen isn't talking all that much, so it is looking like maybe that Aurora is going his way. The Ahri last pick is going to be locked in, confirms Ruler is going to be playing the Corki, and we are going to be having that Ahri in the mid lane. Ahri Wukong has been something that we've seen find a fair bit of success, but a lot of magic damage towards the top side of the map and not a lot of beef. This is press the attack Renekton, which with some help from Tarzan, Flandre will be doing a lot of damage. It's Kyle going aggressive, but the Shattering Strike is going to miss here as they hit level 2. Still, Duro gets a lot of use out of his Aftershock as he makes...
Definitely looking towards Canyon to try to hit level 6 as fast as possible and link up with Chovy. We have seen Genji winning a lot of these early games and getting a bunch of tempo and kind of controlling the pace. We've said that a lot today. Well, see if they can do it again.
Bit of aggression absolutely everywhere, but it's Kyle taking the worst end of it, down to about 250 here as Genji stand their ground.
And it is unfortunately just absolutely not going to work out as Canyon's coming over. Flandre is low, no Fury.
2v1 underneath this turret. We'll see whether Flandre can get enough of his health back. Oh yeah, without the Fury, it's really, really difficult. But he does slice and dice, and that'll get him to safety. Keen didn't minion wave.
Yeah, you can see how he stacked the wave so that it would push into him. So it kind of forces Flandre to move up, and he has help from his jungler. Keen going to spot this and just...
As, you know, supports join.
Mid lane, yep.
Yeah, supports join here as the lane swaps commence. They don't really need each other. As Kyle gonna get charmed.
Yeah, not gonna be able to crash down out of this one actually, and he doesn't have a lot of options remaining. Still not enough damage here.
Lane down here, we see Tarzan immediately running at the Dragon. Meanwhile, Genji, Duro, and Ruler are in the top lane, so trying to get onto Flandre.
Very aggressive from Flandre, who looks for Duro here, almost finds him as the Dominus has been picked up. Ruler only level 5, but you can see a bit of a gank onto Keen on this bottom side as well. So he gets a fair bit of damage towards Hope.
To Flandre. I mean, he ends up losing all of his health. He doesn't have teleport as another charm connects. And, I mean, this is going to be a trade that favors Chovy, but here, and Kyle looking for another angle. Still no flash for Keen.
Yep, Keen going to have to try and weasel his way out of this one. Does do so with the ulti, and yeah, he's fine. Top side and bottom side very good around these objectives, but Canyon looking to make his way over, wanting to take at least one of these. As Genji also looking for the fight, couldn't quite get the knock up onto Tarzan there. Could Duro as they get into the back line. Canyon found no one with that Cyclone either. It's not exactly the fight that Genji were looking for, but still, they take first blood. Still, Shanks has to flash over the wall, and still, he's looking to go down as Chovy needs to find the charm. He doesn't quite get it, but still he gets the auto. It's not fair. It feels like it went as well as it could for AL, but finally their kills start to come in, and they even out the trade. Canyon gets some shellfish here.
The footwork, he's dodging everything.
Yep, and he's now able to single out Ruler here as well, who just wants to get himself out of here, although he's pretty dangerous. Magnet Storm comes in, Seismic Shove, and Ruler is just dead. Didn't have the flash from the previous fight, and so yeah, AL looking to come in. I think now they're realizing that the Herald has spawned, but it is going to be given up on here by Genji. They're respecting a whole lot as Tarzan finally does move his way in. Duro going to be their target. As On the Hunt has been popped. Duro trying to get himself out of there, and he will be able to do so. Just using the heal, actually. Still has the flash available. Can go for some cheeky plays with that depth charge if he would like to. Is now Flandre off on his own. Keen moves up as well. 5v5 now a possibility. As the Magnet Storm doesn't quite work, and Keen takes that as an invitation. The hook to connect onto the jungler, and it's looking like a disaster here for AL to start this one off. And they do manage to find, finally, Flandre getting in there. But is it too little, too late? That's the question, as Hope will be able to get himself a kill, and now Ruler trying to get himself out. Man, that was kind of crazy, but it's not going to work there for the AD carrier Genji, and Hope is looking for Chovy, who's walking around with about 0 HP. Not entirely sure what just happened there, as the back is going to come in here for Flandre. The clone from Canyon looking to try and save him, but I think the Crocodile is just going to eat the monkey here as finally the flash is employed.
It's like Genji were going to turn it around in a big way and just sweep the fight, but that was not the case because Flandre just spun on all of them at the end.
Watch Kyle in this moment decide he wants to go in here, gets the Shattering Strike, but then cancels his engage, flashes away, doesn't get on top of Keen. And Chovy and Ruler are able to do a ton of damage, but Flandre being this big and this untouched, getting this massive Q, wins the fight for AL. If he doesn't get there, if he's not able to make that happen, I think Gen G cleaned this one up. Flandre had such a big part to play in this. And with the late Weaver's Wall here, the chase is good on Ruler. The flash was incredible. It was almost enough to turn it around for him, but it's not quite there. That was a great...
Yeah, it really is. In the series entirely, like Flandre getting the Sony MVPs the last couple of days and Keen trying to get it today. But what's going to happen? We got another brawl brewing.
Yeah, second Drake on the line here for Gen G, but it is going to be a full 5v5 as the Magnastorm is decent, but the Cyclone is looking better. That is Tarzan getting the Dragon, but oh god, the ricochets from Hope. Keen getting cut down, Ruler suffering the same fate. And Chovy is the last man standing. Shanks looking to put him down as it's a double here for the Croc. Oh my god, Gen G just fall apart at the seams. Okay, Charm not going to quite connect there, but Flandre moves in, wants to give the kill over to Shanks.
Driver's seat now.
Yeah, it does feel like this time around, Gen G trying to scramble to fight for this Drake, but this time, Kyle gets that great engage, and you see that the follow-up is right there. Flandre is unkillable. The Ruler doesn't do any damage at this point, and yeah, he gets kind of bullied as well by Flandre, and just breaks up the entire fight. They crash down. It doesn't feel like the main character at this point. Gen G looking for a dive here on a Shanks.
Even committing Chovy's TP, they have to get this, and they will.
They certainly will be able to kill Shanks, but at what cost is the question, because the Otacon, as we said, spawned towards the top side. Flandre looking for that flank angle. They do have control vision. He does walk on in as Duro is waiting for him. Hook is going to connect max range here as they're looking to blow him up before anything's even started, and they do manage to find it. Kyle gets a Magnastorm, but there is no one there to follow up. And now Keen is going to get thrown back, but it doesn't even matter. The Dragon goes over to Gen G and AL. They're just stun-locked here by a Gen G that have discovered how to teamfight with this composition. Shanks and Hope are still there. They can offer some damage back. Duro's going down exceptionally low, and Hope still has those ricochets. Maybe I spoke too soon as Chovy at full health is looking for the targets as Ruler will finally find one back. But these rocks are on the floor and Shanks is controlling the fight. The flash in from Keen is not going to work. Chovy's sidesteps need to be immaculate. And there's the flash forward, the boomerang for the double tap onto Ruler.
Just barely able to eke it out towards the end of this fight.
This is such an incredible call to drop Dragon and go on to Flandre, even though he's going to get a massive Q. There's just too much CC. The CC chain is there. Like you mentioned, Atlas, Kyle can't really set up for any follow-up here. They get the Dragon as well. And from here, you could be happy to just walk away, but they want to get the wipe and get more. And this is when the outplays start to come through. Shanks' flash here, beautiful against Chovy. Tarzan is able to absorb so much pressure. Duro falls low, right? Canyon is 100% dead. Tarzan flashes for the kill. And then from here, you could still just kind of kite your way out. But look for the outplays. Keen flashes and whiffs here. And then, you know, at this point, you're just trying to force. Ruler has to flash his way well, but that whip from Keen is so important, and they just will not concede the point. The greed here from Gen G is insane. They skill check AL, and they lose.
Yeah, Ruler not too happy about that one either, and I can understand.
He was not playing aggressively until he knew he had the guarantee, as there's a pick potential on the Canyon.
Yeah, shove does come on through there as Canyon looking to try and make his way out. The Magnastorm doesn't quite do it, but still, the wall is going to come down, and AL are looking for their targets. The Crescent Guard going to go in, but AL not quite able to get their teeth all the way in.
And there's no teleport wards, really. Like, there's one that's very far away from the AL push here that you could try to go for as Chovy, but it's so risky, it's so greedy. This feels like it's all but over here in this game 3.
Oh, the flash forward on top of Keen. They saw that stealth was on cooldown. He tries to get himself out, but Hope, he had the Beyblades in the air, and he's able to take down the Aurora. Chovy flashing away, doesn't get the charm, and Hope is just a freight train. And these Nexus turrets are under fire. AL, they are not interested in the rest of the base. They just want to take down this Nexus and look for a second to try and bring us to some silver scrapes. Gen G will put up a bit of a fight, but it's a flash away from Ruler, and that will expose the last Nexus turret here as AGAL, they are not out of this without a fight. This game 3 was all theirs, and this series just got interesting.